Racing. They're battling for the 1990 World Championship. Again, everyone, I'm Scott Douglas, welcoming you to the ESPN TNT Monster Truck Challenge. My colleagues Army Armstrong, Chris Chapman, and I enjoying some great monster truck action in a beautiful setting, Albuquerque, New Mexico, at the New Mexico State Fairgrounds and Tingley Coliseum. A huge crowd on hand to see the likes of the Gravedigger, the new Bigfoot, and the Equalizer. It's all coming up today on ESPN. Today's highlights, what we're watching for, how the new driver, the rookie, Greg Holbrook, reacts in the World Championship Equalizer. Bigfoot 8 still dominating, but the high-tech truck is very controversial. And at high altitude in Albuquerque, the best mechanic may win today here on ESPN. The Equalizer. The championship truck a week ago was in one of the wildest races of the year. David Morris still driving at this point, but the entire front suspension collapses, and David Morris quits the team. Here's Army with the owner and builder of the truck, Gary Cook, for an explanation.
Well, thanks, Scott. We're standing with the big story of 1990, that being the Equalizer truck, your defending national champion, and the fact he's making a driver's change. Gary Cook being very blunt about it. What happened to David Morris?
He decided to quit for a while and stay home with his wife. She was pregnant, and well, they're dealed out now, so he was going to stay home with her.
Okay, now you drove the truck after he left it. He left it on a Sunday morning. You just went to a race. You had to take over the driving chores. You've done a good job driving the truck. You're not interested in driving the truck, is the word that I get. You've hired another young guy to do the driving. Tell me about your new driver.
Greg Holbrook has come from a quad racing background, and he's new and inexperienced, but I believe he can run with the best with just a little experience.
All right, so 1990, we're looking at an extremely close point race. Gary can drive the truck. He's hired a new kid to drive it, but who's coming after him? Here's the thunder and hoof of Bigfoot.
Not just any Bigfoot, Army. We're talking about Bigfoot number 8 out of Bob Chandler's stable in St. Louis, Missouri, in a state-of-the-art cantilever suspension. It's got more suspension travel, than any truck on the circuit today, and that has allowed Andy Brass to become certainly the most aggressive driver indoors. Watch this live run today. Bigfoot, our fast qualifier, and you can see the things this truck is allowing Andy to do. He can go full out because the truck bounces through and stops quickly. The points coming in. Bigfoot got a late start on the season, so Equalizer has a 17-point edge on the season point standing. Dennis Anderson, Gravedigger, coming out for first-round competition as he takes on John Moore's No Problem, John out of Lafayette, Tennessee. Now, the Gravedigger truck from Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, arguably the most popular truck in monster truck racing today. Here's the replay of how he did against the No Problem truck in qualifying, and John Moore's No Problem actually out-qualified Dennis Anderson and the Gravedigger. But this huge capacity crowd in Albuquerque, New Mexico has got to be cheering for the Gravedigger. First round action. And the Digger's breaking. A problem for Dennis Anderson's Gravedigger. We've seen it before. Mechanical problems spook the Gravedigger, and Dennis Anderson can't even hit the cars. Give the victory to John Moore and No Problem. It's a broken drive line. Let's take a look now as he comes out and things just die on him right there. At this high altitude, the fuel-air mixture in the engines is absolutely critical. Let's hear from Army and John Moore about his win.
John Moore, some people are going to call that an upset. From looking at you, I think you just feel like it's just time you start beating these guys instead of them beating you.
It's about time, yeah. I knew I had them in qualifying, so when I had to come back and run them again, I figured I'd just really clean his clock this time. I don't know if they broke or what. It doesn't matter. We cleaned them up.
Now Chris Chapman talks to the Gravedigger's Dennis Anderson.
Dennis Anderson and the Gravedigger are very disappointed man right now. Brand new engine in this truck. What's going on?
Well, you know, we came all the way out here up west, and the elevation's so high up here, and we just put the motor together, put the injection on it, and we're far from having it right now.
The 1988 championship truck of the world, USA 1, new driver this year, Steve Wilkie. He takes on the Auto Value King KRUNCH out of Woodlands, Texas, USA 1 from Ham Lake, Minnesota. Side by side, first round competition in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Watch for the light to go green, and it's showtime. Impressive run for show value King KRUNCH. Looking at it one more time, you're going to see it was all crunch when they hit the car. Coming up next, more first round racing action. Albuquerque, New Mexico, with Jesse Berge playing for keeps. Big Chevrolet out of Wyoming, Michigan. And on the left of your screen, just out of the box, brand new truck, Dave Wysork's Nightlife Chevrolet. A beauty. Let's see if it can run. A consistent, victorious run for Dave Wysork's gorgeous new Nightlife Chevrolet. Watching it again on the replay, Berge didn't get out of the hole very well, and Wysork coasts to an easy victory. We've already established that the equalizer, well, there's Wysork with a thumbs up for his friends. The equalizer, world champion a year ago, has got a new driver. Army spent some time earlier with the rookie, Greg Holbrook, and truck owner, Gary Cook.
Well, you already know the name of the equalizer, but there's a name you're going to be hearing a lot of in 1990. That's the new name of the new driver of the equalizer, Greg Holbrook, also from the state of Tennessee. Greg, first of all, tell me just a little bit about yourself. First of all, how old are you?
I'm 18 years old.
What's some of your motorsport involvement?
I raced quads for 4 years.
Okay, now, I can remember you used to run on a national circuit with the quad racers. Those things only weigh about 150 pounds. You're jumping up to something that weighs 12 or 13,000 pounds. What does it feel like to you?
It feels like the same. They react the same to if you like hitting cars. It's just like hitting a jump in forward racing.
A month ago, did you have any idea you'd be driving a monster truck?
No, he just called me and it just shocked me. I couldn't believe it.
Well, you got one of the best seats in the house. We're going to be watching it through the rest of the year, through 1990. Good luck to you, young man. The man that made the decision to go to Greg to drive his truck is your defending world champion, Gary. You picked a winner with David Morris. He's not with you anymore. You got a new kid in the saddle of this thing, and he's looking awfully good for you. Why did you go with this guy?
I think he's had the racing experience with the quads and all, and this is a lot along the same line. And I've known Greg for quite a while, and I know his background, and he's interested in motorsports, and he proved it last night. I think he's got what it takes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, 1990 is going to be a very exciting year. The name of the equalizer is established. It is the world champion vehicle. Can the new combination make it the world champion 2 times in a row? You're going to find out. You just met the 2 players that are going to be pushing that name equalizer.
The equalizer comes out against the truck that was its main nemesis for the world title a year ago. Gary Porter's Carolina Crusher. First round action, a key matchup, the veteran and the rookie. And the kid gets it done. Greg Holbrook in the equalizer with a big win in his first race as he knocks off the powerful Carolina Crusher and Gary Porter. Here's Holbrook with Army.
Greg Holbrook, some people are calling it beginner's luck, son. You look like you were born in that truck. It looked natural to you.
It sure feels good. The truck's set up good, and I'm getting used to it real quick. I really enjoy it.
We talked to Gary earlier about choosing you. One of the reasons he said he chose you is because you used to race ATVs. Now, I remember when you used to run and you ran at the national level, but an ATV is a little bitty motorcycle. What does an ATV have to teach you about driving a monster truck?
They react the same to the jumps and to the cars, the way you hit them. Everything just feels a lot alike.
All right, I'll tell you, these guys from Tennessee, they're not notorious for talking a whole lot. Golly, they drive the heck out of these trucks.
Right you are, Army. We'll be back with the quarterfinal round of racing on the TNT Monster Truck Challenge from Albuquerque, New Mexico. New Mexico, they're standing to see this truck right now. Bigfoot number 8, Andy Brass out of St. Louis, Missouri. Ladies and gentlemen, this truck has been awesome in TNT competition in 1990, getting a late start on the season, but already getting up to within 17 points of the World Championship points lead. But I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of the drivers drivers, a lot of the race teams are complaining about the fact that Bigfoot took off from the TNT challenge a year ago just to build this new truck, and now he's coming back and whipping these guys who had to keep running for points a year ago. They don't like it, but Bigfoot is wearing them out, and he's done it again. Andy Grass just flat destroys John Moore's no problem Ford. We're going to see it again. Look at how smooth the new state-of-the-art technological wonder of Bigfoot 8 is. And Andy Grass drives it like few other drivers in the world could. He will flat take it all the way out the back door. Andy acknowledging a roaring crowd. Now he's with Army.
Well, Andy, you're actually making it look awfully easy out here this evening.
Yeah, it might look like it's easy, but we're really having to push the truck tonight. You know, the elevation here has really got us messed up. I don't have the right fill that I really need for the job, and we got to run it with a new motor this week. It's a lot smaller than what we've been running, and we're really having to push it hard to keep up with these guys.
Say you don't have the right fill. Now, explain that to me. What does that mean?
Well, the fill regulates the amount of alcohol going through your fuel injection system, and a lot of times you get up here in these higher altitudes, you got to start thinning it out. And right now I don't have what I call a big enough fill so I can lean it down.
How about the next round? You still look like you're carrying a high hand. You going to be the man to beat tonight?
Yeah, we're really hoping for it. You know, we need the points bad, so we're really going to be pushing it hard all night to make these other guys run hard.
Bigfoot will race the winner of this event in the semifinal. It's Scott Stevens, the man you're looking at, the Auto Value King KRUNCH, who has been looking good tonight, taking on the Chevrolet from Georgia, Bennett Clark and the big Clydesdale. We're going to be listening in on the radio conversation of Scott Stevens and the Auto Value King KRUNCH and his crew chief, Kevin Pratt Ford, right at the completion of this race. Let's listen.
All right, that feels good.
Scott Stevens looking strong. I'm going to tell you, he's having a great night. But in the next round, he's got to go up against Bigfoot. And Stevens is considered by the Bigfoot camp as the real ringleader of the drivers and crew chiefs who are complaining about this Bigfoot truck.
God, it's looking awful good for you. The crew's back there working on the bottom of it. You seem to be doing your driving chores all right. But this is a thinking man's track tonight, isn't it? You got to do more than just gassing.
Yeah, you know, we did our thinking 2 weeks ago, Army, and we decided to do a major change in the truck, and it's really making it a lot easier on me. We're still holding a lot back. The truck's got a whole lot left. And, next round, we got Bigfoot. You know, I really don't care a whole lot for that new truck. I don't think he should be here, and he's running a little quicker. And, you know, Auto Value Parts store this truck. You know, we're just going to do the best we can, but, you know, we're working great tonight, and, you know, we're just real happy.
Well, if you don't like Bigfoot, you got a chance next round to show him how much you don't like him, and believe me, we're all going to be watching that run.
Yeah, when we get crashed, we're going to give it all we got in the next round.
Well, you heard Scott Stevens tell it like it is. He doesn't think Bigfoot ought to be running on this circuit. But right now, Bigfoot is, and they'll go head-to-head next round. You just saw the unique-looking Awesome Kong. He takes on Carolina Crusher. Carolina Crusher comes back as the fast loser from the opening round. Can he knock off Awesome Kong here? A lot of times, an opening round loser takes advantage by getting into the fast loser rule. We'll see if Crusher can do it tonight as he takes on the Texas Crusher, Awesome Kong. And Jerry Porter from Wadesboro, North Carolina with a super run. He clocked a 4.82 on that run. You get under 5 seconds on this course, and you got a shot at beating anybody. Jerry Porter, very popular monster truck racer out of Wadesboro, North Carolina. Outside of the Crusher, and he's going over to see Army Armstrong.
Jerry Porter, this turned into literally a street fight here in New Mexico, but I noticed there's a lot of water on the truck. We're inside a building. Is it raining outside?
Yes, it just started raining outside, and I've been really lucky tonight. I messed up in qualifying. I was running the wrong gear ratio. I qualified way down in the bracket, and I got beat the first round and come back to take a win, and it's just really been luck.
Speaking of luck, what about the air density here? Everybody's having trouble because Albuquerque is so high in the air. Now it's starting to rain outside. Is that going to affect the running of the truck at all?
It's affecting my motor here a little bit, but not as much as everybody else, because I'm running carburetors and not injection.
Good point to keep in mind as this night goes on. That might be an advantage for Gary Porter. The Nightlight Chevrolet getting ready to take on the truck that won it all a year ago. The Equalizer with its new driver, Greg Holbrook. Chris Chapman is standing by, though she's in the pit with the Awesome Kong driver, Steve Kane, who just got knocked off by the Carolina Crusher.
Is that how it went out there? Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Steve, you said during first round competition that you needed to make a few adjustments. Do you feel like that they didn't work for you?
No, I think
what I should have done is I should have stepped up a little bit higher in my pill. I didn't want to go too drastic of a change on it because I was afraid they didn't mess it up, but I guess maybe I should have now.
But you can stick a fork in Kong for tonight. He is done. We move to our next quarterfinal matchup. Nightlife's a beautiful new truck, and the new driver in the equalizer. A bad start for the equalizer. Nightlife has pulled the upset as the new truck beats the new driver. Let's watch this new event as it's a big win for Nightlife, getting the win over Equalizer, and it looked like one Greg Holbrook got caught sleeping at the wheel. We'll find out in just a moment if that's the case. But the Nightlife Chevrolet comes up with a huge upset victory over the Equalizer.
Greg, welcome to the high-powered sport of monster truck racing. A very, very good run out there between you and Dave Wadsworth. How did it feel?
I felt good. I was just asleep on the starting line. Wasn't paying any attention.
So you think that if you could do it again, that Dave Wadsworth wouldn't have the same chance?
No, he just beat me off the line. I was asleep.
Coming up next on ESPN, Bigfoot 8 in the Monster Truck Challenge semifinals. We have documented the fact these two guys don't like each other. Now they're going to settle it on the racetrack. On the left of your screen, Scott Stevens, the Auto Value King Crunch Chevrolet from Woodland, Texas. There's a good look inside the cab with Scott, the most vocal of the anti-Bigfoot crowd. And there's the truck he doesn't think should be here. The new state-of-the-art Bigfoot number 8, built by Bob Chandler's crew of St. Louis, Missouri. The driver is the aggressive Andy Brad. Again, Scott Stevens and some of the drivers feel that Bigfoot, taking all of last year off to build this truck, put him at a huge advantage over the trucks that were loyal to TNT and ran a year ago. They don't think he should be here, but he is. TNT's got him running and got him winning this time because Bigfoot has put away Scott Stevens and the Auto Value King Crunch. So Bigfoot got to enjoy this one. You know, he has really got a big smile on his face whenever he can put away Scott Stevens, because I'll tell you, Andy doesn't like hearing the negative comments from the other camp.
It's final time in Albuquerque, and you're going to be sitting in one lane. Does it make any difference to you who's going to be sitting next to you in the other lane?
No, it really don't make any difference. I ain't going to pay any attention to who's there. Just going to run the race, run like I've been running all night, and we're going to put them away.
Very confident, and well, he should be, the way the Bigfoot truck is running tonight. His opponent in the final will be a Chevrolet. It'll either be the Carolina Crusher Chevrolet or the Nightlife Chevrolet as they line up. Crusher, the truck that is probably the most consistent on the TNT Monster Truck Challenge. Rarely does this truck suffer any kind of mechanical problem, and he's normally near the front, wins his share of events, and is in the top 5 in season points for the general rule. And he's in another final. Gary Porter and the Carolina Crusher beats Dave Wysoryk's Nightlife Chevrolet. So now Crusher gets to take a shot at Bigfoot number 8 in the Monster Smash Final. There you get a good look at Gary Porter acknowledging the big crowd here in Albuquerque tonight. Let's look at it one more time. On the right of your screen, Crusher just really was much smoother on the second set of cars.
Gary, the run you just completed, give me a summation. Was it the best you've run tonight? Are you getting quicker as the night goes longer is what I want to know.
I think I am. The more I run this course, the more I get used to it. I've been running the same lane every race, and I think I'm getting the course more down pat and should be turning faster times each race.
Join this capacity crowd in Albuquerque, New Mexico for the Monster Truck Challenge Finals when we return to ESPN. Superstars of Monster Truck Racing on the TNT Monster Truck Challenge. And we've got it down to the final 2 in Albuquerque, New Mexico's Tingley Coliseum. Andy Brad and Bigfoot number 8, the Ford, against that Chevrolet, Gary Porter's Carolina Crusher. This will not only be a Ford Chevy matchup, it's kind of an old guard, new guard matchup. The Carolina Crusher, now one of the older trucks on the circuit, and of course Bigfoot, as we've documented, is the ultimate in high-tech, modern, state-of-the-art design out of Bob Chandler's stable in St. Louis. We'll see the final in just a moment, but earlier tonight here in Tingley Coliseum, the fans, and especially the kids, were able to get a big kick out of this creation. It's the Beastron, a transforming robot tank that comes on some of the TNT events in live arenas across the country. The Beastron is certainly one of the more unique spectacles around. Chris Chapman talked with its creator, Willie Towns.
I'm with Willie Towns, the owner-creator of the 23,000-pound attraction of most monster truck shows, that being the Beastron. Willie, where did you come up with such an idea?
TNT gave me a call one day. They wanted something to attract people to the shows and something to fight crime and drugs. So this is what we came up with.
Now, you have a very special message behind the Beastron machine, don't you? Can you share that with us?
Yeah, crushing drugs and crushing crime and teaching the kids if they have any dreams that if they work hard enough for them, they can make them come true.
Do you feel like that the kids really relate to Beastron's message?
Yeah, so far we've been getting a real good reaction from all the kids. They love it.
And do you plan on taking Beastron around the country with the rest of the monster truck shows?
Yep, sure do. It's booked solid right now. We're going to keep on booking it.
Well, stay tuned for Beastron, coming soon to a town near you.
Thanks, Chris. And there he is. Boy, he sure had the kids in Albuquerque jumping up and down and screaming here a little bit earlier. Now, though, they're up, standing up, not just jumping. They're on their feet and screaming for the Monster Smash Final with Bigfoot number 8 on the right of your screen and Carolina Cruncher on the left. Watch for that light in the center to go green, and when it does, it'll be showtime on the final. Ford and Chevy, old versus new. It's a critical race for Bigfoot in terms of season points. You can hear the crowd going bananas. It's all Bigfoot in the Monster Smash Final. Andy Brass gets it done. Here comes Bigfoot right in your living room. Give the win to Andy Brass and the Bigfoot 4. Brass is standing by with Army Armstrong.
Andy, before the final, we told everybody somebody was going to show them how the West was won. I believe that Big Blue Ford did just that.
That's right, Army. The big blue Ford did, you know. It's like the old saying goes, have you driven a Ford lately?
Let me ask you a question. I saw somebody in the grandstands a few minutes ago. Bob Chandler's here. I haven't seen him around the truck. Did he buy a ticket, just come out here and watch a race?
Now, Bob come out. He had some things he had to take care of. He come out, and he wanted to make sure the truck was running right. We did a lot of stuff with the truck this weekend. We dropped down a motor size. A lot of the guys were having a hard time beating us and stuff, so we kind of went down in motor to give everybody a chance and stay even with everybody. And even though we need the points, we need them bad, you know. I got to push the truck hard now to win, but we did it, and we'll Ford come through for us.
Let's look at it one more time. Andy Brass and the Bigfoot Ford laying down a shot that convincingly puts away the Carolina Crusher Chevrolet and gives the victory here in Albuquerque to Bigfoot 8 and allows Bigfoot to close within 4 points of the defending World Championship truck, the Equalizer. Crunch is a solid third. Crusher is fourth, and Awesome Kong rounds out the top 5. Chris Chapman is working her way over to talk to Jerry Porter of the Carolina Crusher as you look at the trucks that now hold down the 6th through 10th spots on the TNT Monster Truck Challenge.
Jerry Porter in first round competition knocked off, comes back as the fast qualifier. He's now the runner-up to Bigfoot. Not a bad night.
No, it's not. All I can say is luck. I had the wrong gear selection in qualifying and slowed me down. I qualified, bad, and I paired up with Equalizer, and he beat me, and I come back as the fastest loser, and it's just been luck for me tonight.
So in Albuquerque, New Mexico, it was a big, big night for Bigfoot number 8 and Andy Brass as Bigfoot records a critical victory in the Monster Smash Final that allows him to inch closer to the World Championship points lead. Equalizer, with its new driver in Greg Holbrook, got off to a good start, but some driver error cost him early. For Army Armstrong and Chris Chapman, I'm Scott Douglas. Be sure to tune in to the next edition of the TNT Monster Truck Challenge on ESPN.